So I guess our IEP isn't tomorrow. No, I haven't heard. I haven't gotten a link yet. Jody, are you taking roll call?
I am.
Awesome. Just letting you know I'm here.
I gotcha.
And
Hey, hey, y'all.
hello. Shh. Not you. I was talking to my dog.
Oh, Hakuna Matata. Tabletop.
Is that a tabletop?
That's the one we got at SFR last year. Oops.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. The speckled ceramic at Blue Grotto.
I
My
have
newest favorite.
I didn't take mine out of the box yet.
Oh, it's so amazing. I
I have
love
nowhere,
this little thing.
I have nowhere to put it. I have my coffee warmer on my desk, so I don't know where to put it.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah, I missed SFR last year. We flew to Chicago a few weeks before, and then we drove to Pittsburgh for a wedding, and then we moved the week after we got back. So
Oh, wow.
I was not able to make it.
Well, I'm glad you're coming this year.
Yes, I will be there this year.
It's going to be amazing.
Hmm. And I feel
We're
something
having
big.
breakfast for dinner.
What are you having?
Breakfast for dinner.
That's good. I have a feeling something big is coming.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be because especially July, there's a there is a huge LTO that's supposed to be coming out, which is a super surprise.
Right.
So I think something huge is coming, especially with SFR being in Orlando this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming up. And I have a feeling it's going to be Disney related. And the reason why is because they took Disney out. I mean, this is my thinking. So something is coming in the new catalog because they're going to show the new catalog coming in July. So I have a feeling something big is going to be Disney.
I hope so. Hi, Dawn.
Good morning to all you day walkers. I just got up a couple hours ago and got
Oh
ready for
God.
work and I'm on the Zoom. Yay.
We just had a huge storm here. Well, not storm, but big rain event. And then all of a sudden it's gone, blue skies, crazy.
Wow. That's usually Florida weather.
Yeah, I know. Well, this weather is usually for us for July and August and September
Oh wow.
with the winds, the strong storms, and then it just blows out, it blows away. But no humidity, so I don't think. Let me see. No, today's the 26th. Well, I can't say that. Our humidity is 47% right now, and that's
Oh
probably
wow.
it's
That's
probably
a
because
lot.
yeah, it's probably because of the rain that we just had. But like right now, we're usually at maybe 5 or 10%,
Oh wow.
and it's 56 degrees, which is cold here for us.
My goodness.
So like tomorrow is going to be 71. That's the difference in the weather that we're having. Tomorrow is supposed to be 71, and today right now is 56.
Wow. Today was 86 for us here in
86?
Bradenton. Tomorrow's 82. Yep.
Wow.
Thursday we're supposed to have 50% chance of rain.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. I gotta help Jay with something. Hold on, I'll be back.
Uh-huh.
See, I'm not looking forward to the Florida humidity,
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hot in July.
but it's gonna be nice though having the storms coming in every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
'Cause that's what I remember when I was in Orlando the one time, this was in the 90s. The storms would roll through in the afternoon, and then
You're good for the rest of the day.
yep.
Hey guys,
Hey,
Hey, Deb.
DPP.
how's it going?
It's going.
Looks like we got 12 people on already. Oh my goodness, you guys are like real early. I'm over here trying to get my little stuff together. So um before our speaker comes on, it's gonna be pretty amazing. You guys are doing great this month. Ah, I'll get my little stuff together. I was trying to get in touch with Kathy because she's the only person who can control the mute button. Uh, I can't seem to get her. Uh, Hopefully everybody will just come on and mute their phones. So guys, just to say, just to make sure you guys, as the call starts at 8 o'clock, make sure you guys are muting your phones. Uh, So you can, once we open it up, you can kind of unmute yourself to ask questions. So let's see who's on here. What's going on, guys? Let's see who's on here so far. I see Alicia, Dennis, Shelly. I can mess up some names, guys. So you just flag me if I mess your name up. Say Ariana, Courtney, Danielle, Don, Jen is on here, Jody, Nikki, Stephanie, iPhone, Lisa. Okay, it can't be two iPhones. Let me change my name on here. I got iPhone. I don't know why I can't get it to stay. Because you guys got to help me out with that one. Because whenever I change it, it always bounce back to iPhone. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to fix that. I got it fixed now.
Debbie,
I
too
see.
bad Kathy wouldn't give you host control.
Yeah, I've been trying to reach her and I can't get her.
Okay. Okay.
Jamie? No, she's whining about Mike. I said, can we get back to the warm?
Let her vent it out.
No, I didn't tell her that. I'm not that mean. No, I'm gonna do the dishes and no, babe, I got it. Yeah, I got it. There ain't that many.
Oh,
Eh, puto.
Hey guys, I'm so happy to see you, but I want you to go to the very bottom of your screen. There's a little microphone there. If you could hit that microphone, because we're going to have a guest speaker on, so I don't want to have to keep stopping and saying, guys, mute your phone, mute your phone. So let's get in the habit of doing it now so we can help you find that little microphone at the very bottom. Okay.
Hey, and I wanted to let you know, I just hopped on and I tried to screen share and it's letting me. So
Oh,
I think we're in good shape.
Yay! Hey, Janet, she's already here. Like, yay. I guess maybe Kathy got my message because I said, oh my goodness, it's desperate times. We need your expertise here with getting that thing to share.
Yeah. And some people or some accounts aren't set up to not allow screen sharing. So we'll figure it out. But
good for us.
However it is, it worked out for us.
Yay. That's what I was so nervous about. I wonder if we can go in there and mute it from. Can you tell if we can mute it?
Let me see.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not savvy enough.
Usually, if you click the little up arrow by participants, it'll say mute all, but I think only the host has the ability to do that.
Oh, to do that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So because I clicked it right now and it's not letting me. It's not letting me.
Oh, okay. Looks like Randa, sweetheart, can you mute
Hi.
your phone?
Oh, sorry. I thought I did. I might have been.
That's okay. That little microphone, you see where it is? Okay, good job. Good job. Okay. Just trying to, since we can't get out, since our host isn't here, we're trying to make sure that we don't miss anything as our guest speaker come on. We got like 1 more minute.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Is this a weekly call that you all do?
Yes, it's a weekly call. So yeah, they pretty much know what's happening here, but this is the first time we've had somebody from home office share with us, which is a great thing.
The first time. No pressure.
So you're leading the pack.
Yeah, no pressure at all.
Yeah, so it is 8 o'clock on the dot, guys. So I want to make sure that I want to go over a few things right quick before we announce our guest speaker. I want to do a few shout outs right quick because you guys are amazing. I want to start with the PRV. Looks like Angela is leading the pack. Angela has $7,038 in PRV. Woo woo. She's killing it. She just earned annual sales. And then that's Christian with 3948. Then there's me with 3,000. Stacy has 2,748. Jennifer is 2,413. Kelsey is 2,261. Stacy has 2,134. Jody is 2,084. Wendy Hart, I mess up a name. Harker Smith, 2,063. Mandy, 1878. Tammy has 1725. Stacy is 1630. Courtney is 1442. Danielle's 1398. Angel is 1388. Dennis 1314. Lisa Madsen is 1220. Angela Hudson is 111184. Kelly Nunley is 1131. And we'll stop there. Okay, let me go over here to our new recruit numbers and our sponsors, our top sponsors. We currently have 55 new team members. That's like amazing. Woo woo. So our top sponsors so far, I have 5. Jody has 5. Don has 3. Stacy Jenkins has 3. Coffee Woods has 3. Christian Gilliam has 2. Angela Hudson has 2. Samantha Campbell's 2. Ariana Burke has 2. Alicia Hilton is 2. Jennifer Bay has 2. And we have so many with at least 1. Way to go, guys. Way to go. So now what brings, okay, this is the exciting part right here, guys. Our speaker is from Home Office. Her name is Jonet Greenfield. And Janet is bringing all this knowledge to us. And this is the stuff that a lot of us struggle with is recruiting. And she had her own DS company prior to coming to Scentsy for 13 years. So she's coming with all of this knowledge, guys. Make sure you hit the microphone, guys, as you enter. There's a little microphone at the bottom. I need you guys to go and touch that. Let me see who's unmuted. Right now, I'm showing that. Stacy, please touch the little microphone at the bottom to mute yourself. You're unmuted. We're having to do it this way because I'm not the host, and we want to make sure we clip any background noise. So, Stacy, there's a little microphone. Oh, let me see. I think she hit it. I think she did. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, here we go. It looks like she's still, wait a minute. Who is this? Is that Stacy? I see your face. Stacy, that's a microphone. Yeah. You're still unmuted.
Okay, yeah.
Can you hit that microphone? You still, let me see. I thought I saw the,
Oh,
can you all tell if she's muted or
it
not?
was muted, but now it's unmuted again.
Okay, can you hit it because it's unmuted? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, here goes. Okay, Jenny, you got it.
Okay, and before I get started, did you want me to record? Because there is a record option here for us.
Yes, please, please, please.
Okay.
Yes.
I know that we didn't know. Okay, before I hit record, I did want to just say, well, first of all, Debbie and I have never met in person. So my name is actually Jonet. But and don't feel bad.
I'm so goofy. I feel so terrible.
No,
I'm sorry.
Don't feel bad because it's Jonet. So I always tell everyone it's Monet with a J. And actually, when I started at Scentsy, my coworkers made me a little sign that said Monet with a J because everyone kept walking by, and it's easy to look at my name and it's like your eyes just pick up Janet because of how it is. So I always say Janet's my second name, first of all, but my coworkers made me this sign because everyone kept calling me Janet. So I just want you to know it's Jonet.
Thank you for clearing that up. Oh.
Don't feel bad at all. I don't want you to feel bad because I'm not somebody that gets offended by that. But okay, now I'm going to hit record just so everyone knows. Maybe. Oh, it's telling me permission to request permission to record on this computer. Well,
I think it's gonna. I think she seems to have it set up where it records. So don't worry about that part.
That's what I was about to say. Was when we hop on, it says that recording is in progress. So we should be good.
Perfect. Perfect. We're great then. Okay. Well, hello everyone. So like I said, my name is Jonet Greenfield and I have been at Scentsy Home Office for only a year, just a little bit over a year. So I'm kind of new in the Scentsy world, but I just want you guys to know, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, that Scentsy is special. Like there is something different about Scentsy. And I'm going to kind of talk about that in a little bit. So I'm not going to get too far into that. But first, before I get started with content, I do want to give a shout out to Debbie, and I would love for everyone to just put a little heart emoji in the chat box for Debbie, because I want you to know that in direct sales, having a leader that taps on the shoulder of people to bring support in for her team is somebody special. And in the direct sales world is not actually normal. You guys are probably used to Debbie. You're familiar with Debbie. Like you guys, you know her, you love her, you trust her. But I want you to know what a big deal it is, especially if you don't know anything different, you guys just think this is normal. It's a big deal when you have leaders that pour into you, that invest in their time in training you and supporting you. Like that's a really big deal. So huge shout out, lots of hearts for Debbie, because I think that that's a really big deal. And I'm just so excited to be here. So let me screen share really quick. Okay, so I want you guys to know, I titled this call, Each One, Reach One, the power of sponsoring. And why I titled it that is because each of you has the power to reach one person with sponsoring. And what I find is a lot of people struggle with tapping into that power, knowing, how do I do that? Actually, give me just a sec. I just realized I closed my chat box. I'm going to open it up, but just a little, I'm going to kind of go through the training. And then if you have any questions, write them down, put them in your phone notes, something, and we'll address all questions at the end. Also, just a little side note, I was super sick over the weekend, so you probably can hear my sickness. I'm just getting over being sick, but sponsoring is something that is probably I'm most passionate about with this business and this business model. So I did not want to miss a chance to be able to talk to you guys about the power of sponsoring. So like I said, is what I find is people struggle with, how do I tap into that power? So we're going to talk about that tonight. But before we get into that tonight, what I would love is I want everyone to be active in the chat. I don't like feeling like I'm a teacher in front of a classroom. I would love for this to feel like just a good friend sitting across the table from you, giving you some tried and true advice on what works for sponsoring. I don't want it to seem like a formal educational training. You will see that that is not my style. I'm very transparent. I'm very real. I'm very raw. I'm very open. And you're going to see that tonight. But I just want to kind of set the expectation for, I'm going to be asking you guys questions. And I would love for you guys to be responding in the chat. So the very first question I have for you guys is, if I had a magic wand, I just want you to pretend my pink pen is a magic wand. And if I were to wave it over your business, realistically, how many new team members would you want me to add to your team by the end of April? We're kind of coming up on the end of March, so I want to just say by the end of April, how many? I would love to see in the chat. I gotta look over at my chat. 4 to 6, Dennis, love it. 8, Alicia, 20, my go-getter right there. I'm an overachiever too, so I love it. 10, 15. Love it, love it. Okay, keep them coming. Keep letting me know. Okay, so what I want you to know, if you take nothing away from this training tonight, is that your Scentsy story is your secret sauce to sponsoring. I'm going to say it again because it's so important. Your Scentsy story is your secret sauce to sponsoring. And I'm going to share my direct sales story with you guys just for a second, just so you guys can understand where I'm coming from and a little bit about me. So 13 years ago, I was a young mom to 3 young girls. I have 3 daughters. Today, they are almost 19, 16, and 15. So I have 3 teenagers, 1 in college, and they're all grown. It's really kind of sad, but also exciting. It's a weird, bittersweet season for me. But when they were young, and I was young, my mother-in-law came to visit me from Tennessee, and she had this product, and I fell in love with this product. Now, back then, my husband and I chose for me to stay home with the kids, and he was the sole provider. And just because at that point, having 3 kids, for us, seasonal life we were in, everything configured in, it just didn't make sense for me to work. It was like, I'm going to work and I'm going to be paying for childcare and gas to get to work. If anyone can feel me, anyone's been there, put a little woot woot in the comments, because it happens to us, right? And that's just the season of life we were in. I was in my 20s. I was very young. And honestly, I wanted to stay home with my kids. Financially, I just want to say, again, fully transparent, we were broke as a joke. Now, when I say that, I mean like my husband had to call me and make sure we had money in our account before he like stopped at the gas station and bought a pack of gum or like an energy drink, anything. Like we were literally living paycheck to paycheck. So this time, my mother-in-law comes into town. She has this product. I fall in love with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, where'd you get this? And she talked to me about like, hey, you know, this is actually a party plan company. If you have a party with them, you can get it for free. Okay, broke sister over here heard get it for free, and you better believe my ears perked up immediately. And I was like, oh, get it for free. Okay, yeah, give me your consultant's information. I would love to get this for free. So also 13 years ago, it feels like not that long ago, but also a lifetime ago when you consider how far technology has progressed in these 13 years. I had to call this consultant because texting like wasn't as it's not what it is today 13 years ago. It was like reserved for like close friends and family. So I called this consultant up and I said, hey, I'm Jill's daughter-in-law. I live in Idaho. I know you're in Tennessee, but I would love to earn this product for free. Is there any way I can do a party for you? And she said, oh, absolutely. You can do a catalog party for me. I'm just going to mail you a catalog and some brochures, and you gather orders, and you can, based on your orders, you get free product. Perfect. Great. Thanks. Bye. Hung up. She called me. I want to say just not even a full week later. And she said, hey, I just want to let you know, if you're, as a catalog host, you're essentially doing all the work of a consultant. You're going to be out there getting orders. And if at any point in time you're like wanting to earn commission on the orders that you get, you could sign up as a consultant and you're going to do the same work you're doing as a host, but you're going to get both the commission and the host rewards. Remember, broke as a joke sister. I was like, whoa, wait, what? Like I can earn money from this? Like, huh? How does that work? And so I said, well, I haven't got my party packet yet, but yeah, I'm definitely considering it. Would love to do that. Inside, I was all in, wanted to do it. But again, I didn't know if I had $99 to sign up. I was like, it's going to take me a couple of weeks to earn or to save up $99. That's just the season of life we were in. So I get the catalog party packet. I open it up. I already had this in my head that, gosh, I could be like, I'm going to get all my friends and family to order, and I could be earning money from this as well. So I open the catalog, and back then, I don't know if you could do this today with FTC. It'd be a little probably sketchy to do this, but or risky, I guess not sketchy, risky to do this. But they used to spotlight consultants and where they lived and their average monthly income. And it would say why they joined also. So you had like this person, where she lived, why she's joined the company, and her average monthly income. FTC, Courtney, is the Federal Trade Commission. And they're great because they make sure that everyone's on the up and up and that nobody's doing any scammy things. So they're great, but they are strict. So I see the spotlights, I'm looking through the catalog. By the way, I'd never seen a catalog. I'd only seen one product that I loved. And I'm looking through the catalog and I see the consultant. She had a very unique last name. And the consultant I'm working with is in the catalog. Tells me she lives here in Nashville, Tennessee. It says that she joined to earn income in a flexible way. And then it says her monthly average income was $11,000. Now, I do want to take a moment to insert our little income disclosure statement here that is not what everyone earns, but it is what everyone can earn. Everyone has the same potential. It's kind of like joining a gym. If anyone joins the gym, we are all going to have different results, but we all pay the same price to join, right? So I want to say that, like, income disclosure, that doesn't happen overnight. That is not something that, you know, you sign up one day and start making tomorrow, but it is possible through consistency, through being purposeful, intentional, and through hard work. So when I saw that, you guys, I was like, I mean, I was already wanting to sign up before to earn some extra money. I had no idea you could earn that kind of money. I thought maybe a couple 50, 100 bucks. Like, I didn't know. I had no idea you could earn that kind of income. So I called her right up and I was like, hey, Jennifer, just want to let you know, I got the catalog packet. Thank you so much for sending it. It's so fun to go through and see all these fun things. By the way, I saw that you're in the catalog. Also, I see here that you average $11,000 a month. And yeah, I would just like to know how to do that. And she said to me, literally something that is like forever cemented in my memory and something I want all of you guys to take away tonight. She said, Jonet, I would love to share how I did it with you. She said, it is a simple 3-step process. She said, so I want you to grab a pen and paper. Read up. I grabbed a pen and paper as fast as I could. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to tell me how to do this. And she said, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do this. She said, I want you to write down 1. I want you to write down 2. And then I want you to write down 3. And I said, okay, 1, 2, 3. She said, next number 1, I want you to write down sponsor. Okay, sponsor. Next to number 2, I want you to write down book. Okay, book. She said, next to number 3, I want you to write down sell. Okay, sell. She said, if you run your business with these as your priority, in that order, you focus first on sponsoring, then on booking, then on selling, you'll be successful. She said, obviously, there's no guarantees in this business, but if you do that, you will be far ahead of everyone else, because a lot of people tend to do it in reverse. They get excited about the product, so they focus on selling it. The people that love it, they try to book a party with, and the people that they book a party with, they try to join. And she said they do it backwards. Everyone's doing it backwards. If you do it this way, this is what I did. It is the key to success in this business model. So I was like, okay, thanks, bye. Hung up. And I was on fire. I want you guys to know, in 9 months, first of all, if you're not familiar with what certifying means you sponsor somebody into the business and they sell their first $1,000. We had different terms in that company, but essentially in my first 9 months as a consultant, I attended their annual conference, which is like SFR, and I was recognized as being a top certifier. And I had certified 37 new people within 9 months of joining the business. That doesn't include the total number I sponsored. That includes the number that sold their first $1,000, right? So why am I telling you this? I am not telling you this because I want you to be like, oh my gosh, she's so awesome. I'm not trying to brag, not trying to boast. Why I'm telling you this is because if a young mom who had no idea what she was doing, I didn't even know how you made money, honestly. Like, I remember one of my newer recruits called. She's like, so how much money do we earn on product? And I was like, I don't know. I knew nothing. I knew nothing. What I want to encourage you is that if I can do it, so can you. And hear me loud and clear on this. There was nothing different about me. There was nothing special about me. It was all my approach and my focus in the business. And what I want to encourage you is that in this business, the one thing that is going to be different for you is your Scentsy story, right? I know I talked about that just a minute ago, but why that's really important and how that ties in with all of this is because everybody joins with the same kit, every single person. So I want you to think, like, there's people, the top recruiters in Scentsy, they're sponsoring 10, 15, 20 people a month. They're sponsoring a lot of people a month. Guess what? They have the same kit that you have to offer. They have the same compensation plan you have to offer. It's the same host rewards you have to offer. It's the same product you have to offer. So there is nothing different about the business, about coming into the business, the starter kit. The one thing that's different is you and your story. That's why I say your story is your secret sauce. And what I want to encourage you to do is start approaching your business through this lens, through sponsoring first, then booking, then selling, and see what difference it makes. Okay, let's talk about why to sponsor. You might be like, okay, well, That sounds good. But why? Why would I do that? Well, number one reason you want to sponsor, I'm going to give you top 3. Number one is it's working smarter, not harder. If you envision your business, like you joined Scentsy, your business is essentially a storefront, right? Well, if you sponsor 5 people into the business, you are basically duplicating yourself. You're essentially opening up more franchises, more storefronts. It's leveraging synergy and multiplication. And by duplicating yourself, you're going to duplicate your income and your business efforts. Number 2 is this is a life-changing opportunity. You have the opportunity to leave a lasting impact by sharing this life-changing opportunity. And most of us, we had no idea that when we started this Scentsy business, it was going to afford us the opportunity to say yes more. Yes to new friendships. Yes to growing both personally, professionally. And I know that people don't hop on a training call, if they're not interested in the business or they're not invested in the business. So I'm going to be speaking to you all tonight a little differently. This isn't just a Facebook Live that anyone could scroll and stop on. You guys took initiative to hop on this call. So I am going to treat you like you're somebody that wants to sponsor and grow your team. And one of the best things you could do is focus on the life-changing opportunity. And here's a mistake I see so many people fall into, not on purpose, but they fall into it, is they sell the journey and not the destination. And what I mean by that is if I wanted to sell you a trip to the Bahamas, I'm not going to only talk about the plane ticket. Okay. Imagine for a second, you're just a girlfriend of mine. And I'm like, hey, I really want to go to the Bahamas for my 40th birthday. Like, do you want to come with me? Would I try and say, okay, so what you need to do is you need to get a passport. That's first. It's going to be about $300. It's going to take a couple weeks. You're going to have to go somewhere and get a professional or not professional passport photo taken. Also, you got to submit these forms. You have to do it by mail. You might be able to go in office depending on where you live. Also, a lot of the flights are overnight. The best flights that get there not overnight are going to be more expensive. They're going to be about $1,500. Wait, what? I'm talking all about the plane ticket and all about the journey, all about getting there. If I want to sell you a trip to the Bahamas, I'm going to talk to you about the Bahamas. I'm going to say, girlfriend, whoever, whoever, I know we have Dennis on too, so we have some guys. I'm going to say, listen, can you imagine you and me on the beach, toes in the sand, warm sun on our face, tropical drink in our hand, listening to just the sounds of the waves? Like, I'm going to talk about the destination, right? And here's how that correlates to business. What I find is that so many people get caught up on the starter kit. The starter kit absolutely is the vehicle to the destination, 100%. Everyone has to purchase a starter kit in some form or fashion to get to the destination, right? Everyone's got to get in a car, get in a plane to get to the Bahamas. But how many people are focused on, oh, wow, that plane ride was amazing. You guys should have been there. It was so fun. No, nobody's talking about the plane ride. Nobody really enjoys the plane ride. People will take a picture when they get on the plane because they're excited about where they're going, just like people can take a picture of them with their starter kit because they're excited about where they're going, but they're not focused on, okay, I got 10 new testers in this. Oh, by the way, I got some bonus testers. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. So what I want to encourage you is to think, if you are focused on the starter kit, when you're having these join conversations or when you're sharing or marketing the join opportunity, you're focused on the wrong thing. Promos, I want to say this loud and clear also for join promotions. Join promotions are fabulous for conversation starters. I want you to correlate join promo is a conversation starter and ends there. What you really want to focus on is the life-changing opportunity that this business can bring to people, because that is where they'll find value. And again, loud and clear on this, I know I keep saying that, but if the value outweighs the cost, people will find a way to come up with the cost. And I can say that firsthand because I did not have an extra $99 to join. But when I saw the value of what this business potential had, you better believe I found a way to come up with $99. So I want you to focus on the value that this business can bring to other people. And I can tell you that shift alone will change. It's going to change your approach with how you talk about the business. And it's going to change the people you bring on. What ends up happening is if you're focused on these join promos or you're focused on the starter kit, you end up being a kit dealer instead of an opportunity sharer. And then you bring in all these people that really wanted a good deal. They wanted the kit. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I can't blame them. Honestly, the join promos are always incredible deals. But it's why you want to be careful and I'm speaking to you guys a little differently because you're on this call tonight. So I know you people are probably people that would love to have business builders under you. You don't want a team, it's a little frustrating when you have a team that's like, cool, but I was only signed up for the personal discount. You're like, ugh, like, can you please just be active for the month? That can be so frustrating and discouraging. But if you shift to not talking about just the kit and start talking about what this company can provide as an opportunity, that's when you'll see a huge shift in the type of people that start joining your team. And it's not just monetary. I know I talk a lot about monetary because that was something that grabbed me. Also, it is the number one reason people join. So I don't want to neglect it because I think people can be a little scared or hesitant to share about income. But if it's the number one reason, across direct sales in general, if it's the number one reason people join, we'd almost be silly not to talk about the money, right? So I don't even want to just talk about the money, but the flexibility it brings. Think about how many people you know that have full-time jobs right now, but with the increase of the economy, just gas and groceries, they're struggling. They're struggling to keep their lights on. They're struggling to put dinner on their table. And this could be an opportunity that they've been praying for. Again, not just monetary. What I wanted to say is that the flexibility, invaluable. There was a season in my business where my young single sister, she didn't have a husband, had a 2-year-old that was diagnosed with brain cancer. And I was able to spend 8 months in a hospital with my sister, and my business didn't skip a beat. My income didn't skip a beat. And that was really important to me. And I know Debbie has actually a similar story. That was really important to me because if I had been working a traditional, at that time, 9 to 5, I wouldn't have been able to be there for my sister. My sister was very young, had no idea what even some of the terminology meant with the hospitals. It's very scary. It's very overwhelming. I mean, a lot of us could never even fathom having a child with cancer. And at the time, I think my sister was like 22. She was very young and single. Like, it was just a lot. And the price tag that I would ever be able to put on being able to be there with my little sister and my niece, invaluable. There's no price tag I could ever put on it. And I'm going to stop talking about it right now before I start crying. Okay, the third reason, top reason why you should sponsor is to grow your income. So I know I'm coming back to the income, but if you are somebody that joined the business, like I said, it's the number one reason people joined. And if you, by the way, if you're not ashamed of that, I want you to share that in the comments because I think that more people join for the income than we know. And it's okay. It's okay. That's a great reason to join this business because it is a great way to earn income flexibly. But I want you to know if you are somebody that joined for that financial freedom, Courtney, then sponsoring is the only way to move up the career path. That literally, like if you want to continue, once you have sold your $1,000 and you hit certified, the only way to keep going is through sponsoring. So if you're somebody that was why you joined, sponsoring is what you need to do. Okay, so you might be like, okay, I got these 3 reasons why I should join. I know what my secret sauce is. But, and you have these roadblocks is what I call them, or these obstacles that hold you back from sponsoring. And I want to tackle a couple of those and kind of myth bust a little bit because I think there are some myths out there. As humans, we tend to have some stinking thinking. And I kind of want to just knock that out of the way because it holds us back. It really does hold us back. And I don't want you to be held back from sponsoring. So number one, a huge grievance I hear about sponsoring is, I don't want to lose my best customer. And while that is a completely valid concern, what I want you to consider, well, first, let me ask you a question. What I want you to do is put in the chat, I want you to think of your very best host or customer, your very best one. And I want you to think about how many parties does that person hold for you annually? How many parties does that person hold for you annually? Put that in the comments. I'm going to take a drink because my throat, getting over this crap. For a year. Awesome, Courtney. Keep letting us know. Jody, 0. Okay. Your very best friend is doing none for you. Okay, so here's what I want you to consider. A lot of times, almost like a lot of times, your best customer and host or host, a lot of times they're one and the same, ends up being your best team member. They already love the product. They're already shopping consistently. And a lot of times, once they come in and they see the business side of it, they're motivated to start working it as a business because they're like, wait, I'm already getting this product as a discount, essentially getting a rebate for what I purchased, but I can start sharing it with other people and start earning income. What? And they're great because they're so passionate about the product. That's the best way to sell the product, is to use it and love it. And that they're people that already use it and love it. So they typically end up being your best team members. So I want you to not hold that back. If you think of like, if your best customer did 2 parties a month with, or excuse me, 2 parties a year with you, think about if she was a team member doing 2 parties a month with you. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't you love team members doing 2 parties a month with you? Yes, that would be awesome. Courtney, she said 4. If Courtney's best customer is doing 4 parties a month as a team member, over time, that adds up. I know it, at first it's easy to be like, the math ain't math. And you're like, wait a minute, I'm earning 25% if I sell to you, or you join my team, I'm earning a much lower percent. At first, the math ain't mathin', and I get that. It's very understandable. But I can tell you, this business model, if you bring them in as a team, it does end up compounding and end up being more than that. Okay, a second reason that I hear that holds people back from sponsoring is thinking you have to know it all. Let me assure you that you do not have to know all of the ins and outs of this business, all of the terminology and Scentsy lingo to start sponsoring. And actually, on the contrary, not knowing that much serves you better. And why I say that is because a lot of times the people that do know a lot about the business ins and outs, they are familiar with the terminology and they're familiar with the perks and the benefits of this business. We tend to overshare. We tend to overshare all of that because we're so excited about it. We just want to be like, blah, 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 like you could get this, and this, which is true. But if something sounds too good to be true, guess what your recipient is thinking? Too good to be true. What's the catch? That's what they're thinking. What's the catch? Something for you to know in every area of your business. This does not just apply to sponsoring. In every area of your business. An overwhelmed mind says no. An overwhelmed mind will shut down because they're overwhelmed and they're like, no, not going to deal with that. So even if like if you think of your marketing emails, excuse me, if you're sending out a marketing email and you have a million, like join club, set and warmer of the month, join or host, like you have all these different things, that's too overwhelming and they just keep scrolling or they exit out. So it's really important. One email, one purpose, but also with your messaging. When you know a lot about the business opportunity, you tend to overshare about the business opportunity. So it's actually, if you're somebody that thinks you can't sponsor because you don't know it all, that's actually really good for you. And personal testimony here. Remember, I sponsored a lot of people when my first year in the business, and I knew nothing. Like I told you, I didn't even know how we got paid. I didn't know how much we earned. I was just like, I don't know. And here's a great one-liner you can say. I don't know, but I'll find out. I don't know, but I'll find out. And that is what your sponsor, your director, your SSD, consultant support, that is what we are here for, to support you. So you can bring any questions to any of them, and they will be able to, between all of them, should be able to find an answer for you. I'm gonna take a drink really quick. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get over this junk and okay. Okay, a third reason. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything in my notes because I start talking and then I'm like, oh yeah, I had notes. Okay, third reason is you don't want to bug anyone. If this is you, if you're somebody that's like, this is a reason I hesitate to sponsor or talk about joining, is because I don't want to bug anyone. I don't want to bother people. I don't want to be that pushy person. Again, let me assure you that if you're somebody that's already mindful of that, if you're already thinking about not being somebody that's bugging someone or annoying somebody, then you're not going to be that person because you're mindful of it. Pushy people don't think about being pushy. So it's really important that you know if you're already mindful of it, then that's not something you have to worry about. Second thing is that if you're worried about that, typically that shows us that you're focused on the wrong person. You're focused on yourself, how you sound to others, how you seem to others, how you're coming across to others, instead of focusing on the other person. I want you to remember, we talked about that. This business is a life-changing opportunity. You not sharing could possibly actually be selfish. And I know that can kind of sting to hear, but I want you to remember that we don't know people's private lives. We don't know if somebody's been praying for a way to earn extra income, praying for a sense of community, praying for a way to just a hobby, something to do. They've been maybe desiring this. And I don't want to even skip by the community of Scentsy because the Scentsy spirit, y'all, the Scentsy spirit, I feel like there's never enough words to actually describe it, but we feel it. We know it, right? Like there's something special and different about Scentsy. And if you struggle with knowing that, let me just tell you, when I heard that Scentsy, a fragrance company, had hypergrowth during a year where the world could not smell. What? Wait, what a minute? Wait a second. Like that should show you the like incredible community and spirit and just what an incredible culture that Scentsy, that Heidi and Orville have built here. Like there is something so special about Scentsy, and you withholding that from somebody else and worrying about bugging somebody is withholding that blessing from somebody else. If it was good enough for you, why wouldn't it be good enough for somebody else? If you said yes, why wouldn't somebody else? I would be the first to tell you, the very first to tell you, I will be forever grateful for that consultant reaching out to me and saying, hey, I don't know if you thought about this, but you could actually earn commission and host rewards on this party. Those words right there changed my life forever. I took my husband on 14 all expense paid trips. I was able to say yes to so many things for my children. I was able to stay home with my kids. I never had, I took them to school every day and brought them home every day. I never had to leave and hope they made the bus and hope they got off the bus. Like those things were like invaluable to me. And I am forever grateful that somebody took a minute, took some guts to bug me about it. Okay. So I want you to keep that in mind. Don't worry about bugging people. Worry about, is this an opportunity that they maybe have been praying for or hoping for or looking for? Okay. Sorry. I have not been following in the chat, so I hope I'm not missing anything. If I miss anything really important, Debbie, will you jot it down and we'll address it at the end? Okay. So we talked about why you should sponsor. I hope we've kind of done some obstacle crumbling on just things that hold us back from sponsoring. But I want to talk about two things you need to sponsor. Obviously, like I said, most important thing is your Scentsy story. I don't care how big or how insignificant you think it is. Your Scentsy story is important. It really is. And it will reach somebody. But there are two things that are kind of like power-ups. They're like little boosters. Yeah, I always picture like Mario, you know, he gets the mushroom and then he like grows bigger. These two things are kind of like the Mario mushrooms. They're going to like help you like amplify all of your sponsoring efforts. Okay, hold on one second. Sorry. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, number one, confidence. Confidence is a big component of successful sponsoring. And remember, I don't want you to mistake confidence for knowledge, because you don't have, a lot of times people think confidence comes like that you have to know it all. No, I told you, you don't have to know it all. I want you to be confident that this is a legit business opportunity. This is a life-changing opportunity. I want you to be confident in the compensation plan, confident in the host rewards that we offer. They are incredibly generous and lucrative. I mean, who do you know that gets to take 10 friends to Target and get free and half price products? No, they don't. But if you gather 10 friends together to shop with Scentsy, you can get some free and half price products. Like, that's pretty awesome, right? Be confident in that. Be confident in the product that we offer, okay? And here's why it's a big component. If somebody is interested in joining your team and your approach or if you're not confident, you might be like, well, yeah, you could try it and see if you like it. I don't know, like I like it, but just see if it's good for you. That is not confidence, and that makes people leery and hesitant to join. But if you're like, you should join, I love this business. This business has brought me so many perks and benefits. I would love for you to experience them as well. That's somebody I want to join. I want to join somebody that's confident in what she's offering or he's offering, right? So confidence. And there's two things you can do. If you feel like you struggle with confidence, whether it's confidence with the direct sales industry, confidence with Scentsy, there's two things you can do. Number one is increase your knowledge, grow your knowledge, because a lot of times just learning more about, again, you don't have to know it all, but just learning a little bit more about the ins and outs, hearing other people's stories, that boosts your confidence. Learning more and understanding more. It grows your understanding. So that's like, okay, I'm more confident in this because I understand it better. Second thing you could do, sorry guys, is practice. The more you do something, the easier it gets. So, and the more confident you'll get doing it. I remember I said when I joined, I didn't even have a Facebook account yet when I joined. I joined and then Facebook came later and I had signed up for Facebook. And I will never forget when the live videos became a thing. First, there was an app called Periscope. Does anybody remember Periscope? It was a social media app that was just live videos. And it was the new thing. It was the new platform. So I downloaded it and I'd watch my friends. I'd watch people do lives. But I was like, I will never do a live video. Never say never. Because there came a time and place in my business where Facebook Live was a huge thing. And I needed to embrace it. I had to step out of my comfort zone and do it. And I was terrified. Absolutely terrified, like sweating, palms sweating. Like I was like, oh, shaking. Like I did not want to go live. But there came a time in my business where I needed to do that for my team and I needed to do that for my customers. And my first few lives, I've never went back and watched. I mean, that was years ago now, but I'm sure they were not that great. But you know what happened? The more I did it, the more confident I got. Now, look, I'm doing live videos with you and I speak on stages and I'm doing training for Scentsy. Like now it's so much different. Then I was like, but the only thing that changed is I just did it. I practiced it. So I want you to practice sharing opportunity. Get out there and just start talking about it. Start sharing it. The more you do it, the more your confidence will grow. Okay, second thing you need for sponsoring is authenticity. And this is really important because people will join you far before they join Scentsy. They're going to join you. Products don't recruit people. Paper doesn't recruit people. Like the catalogs and brochures, that doesn't recruit people. People recruit people. And this is your opportunity. I always say, let your freak flag fly, which is a good tongue twister. But we get so caught up, especially in this day and age with social media, we get so caught up in copying and pasting what other people are doing, copying something that looked good on somebody else's Instagram or somebody else's Facebook group, and it got a lot of engagement. So I'm going to do the same thing. Don't be somebody that gets stuck in that hamster wheel of copying and pasting and doing what everyone else does. Because your authenticity, and this is a core value at Scentsy, but letting your authenticity come through, that's going to help you sponsor. It ties strongly with your story. Just sharing who you are, sharing from your heart. People can read real, raw, vulnerable, and they can read when it's fake, copy, pasted. Okay, so be authentic. I promise you confidence and authenticity. If you lean into those two things, they're going to be those power-ups and those boosts for you in your sponsoring efforts. Okay, so now the big question is how to sponsor, right? Excuse me. How do I actually sponsor? I would love to tell you, guess what? You sign up and recruits are going to come knocking at your door. They're just going to fall into your lap. I would love to tell you that. Sadly, to be the bearer of bad news, that's not usually how it happens. Every once in a while, we get what I call a unicorn recruit, which is somebody that seeks you out and says, hey, I've been thinking about joining your team. And that, when that happens to you, do a little happy dance, do a little happy dance, because that is awesome. That is exciting. And it does happen. However, most of the time, you're going to find that sponsoring takes intentional and consistent work. But I can tell you exactly how to sponsor. This is exactly how you do it. You be intentional to offer the business opportunity to at least one person 5 days a week. One person 5 days a week. And that's because statistically, 1 in 10 will say yes. So if you're asking at least one person 5 days a week, every 2 weeks, you should be getting one new recruit. Okay. And it's not rocket science, which is good news. Like sometimes we want this like secret, like, oh my gosh, what's going to help me sponsor? Like, what's the magic? Like, what is that one thing I haven't heard? Honestly, friends, it's not anything magic. It's not rocket science. It's having one sponsoring conversation every day. And it doesn't have to be daily. You could do 5 every Friday. You could do 10 every Tuesday, like, or 10 every other Tuesday. You can do it however you want to do it. But if you average asking one, that is going to yield you, or at 10, wait, hold on, sorry. You average asking 10, that will bring you one new recruit. So I want you to kind of think of the numbers of it. And why that's also really important to think of is it helps set that expectation, because you're going to reach out to 9 people that are going to say no or not respond. And that's normal. That is okay. That just means you're doing your job. Now, when you're making these contacts, I want you to focus on connected conversations. Connected conversations. And what I mean by that is you reach out to somebody and they respond back to you. That makes it connected. What I find is a lot of people will send messages like, hey girl, here's our join promo for the month. Thought of you. Would you be interested? What ends up happening is they just don't respond. And what happens with you, if you approach it of, I really like, I want to elicit a response from this. I want this person to respond back to me. It will change your verbiage. It's going to change the wording you say. It's going to change your approach to it. So it's really important that when you're doing these sponsoring conversations, that you're focused on the connected piece of it. Okay. But keeping in mind, 9 are not going to, and that's okay. It's going to feel like everyone's saying no. Because 9 out of 10 are saying no, or it's not a good time, or they're not responding. Like, that's okay. That's normal. That's a part of the business. But every time you hear a no, I don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to be encouraged that, okay, on to the next. On to the next. Every time you get a no, that just means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're headed in the right direction. So it's really important. Okay. Another little sponsoring tip I have for you is the words you use when you talk about sponsoring. I know we kind of touched on this a little bit ago, but I want you to think of the type of people you want to sponsor into the business and why that's important. Oh, I love that, Teresa. Teresa said no equals next opportunity. Love that. That's gold. What I want you to think of is that the words you use are either going to hurt you or help you when it comes to sponsoring. So what I mean is if you were somebody that you want to attract a tiger to your team, you're like, gosh, I have a lot of cats on my team. I have a lot of people that love the product. They are passionate about the product, but they are happy as can be just being a personal discount person. We love our hobbyists. There is nothing wrong with that. 80% of our company is hobbyists. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're somebody on this call and you're like, but I've been like struggling to find the next me, like the next person that wants to do this is the way I do it, like that does it like a business, then I want you to consider, are you using catnip or are you using tiger food? And what I mean by that is, are you saying things like in your posts, are you saying things like, join for $35, who wants to be on my team? Or are you saying, hey, I'm looking for my next 2 leaders. Is there anyone interested in earning income in a flexible way? Or I'm looking for 2 people that want to earn an all-exclusive paid trip. Who's interested? It changes who you attract. Okay, so I want you to consider, are you using catnip or using tiger food? Okay, that's going to change your approach to all of it. So now you might be thinking, okay, this is great. I know why not, or, I'm kind of busted those obstacles of what holds me back. I know why I want to recruit. I know it's going to boost my recruiting efforts, but like who should I recruit? Well, their top 2 places for sponsoring are at the party and on social media. So first I want to kind of talk about at the party. First of all, at the party, any party you have, your host is your very best next recruit. Your host. That should be your number 1 prospect on your list, because clearly she loves the product. She's doing a party. She's also getting a behind the scenes look to what it is to party, right? You're like doing host coaching with her. They're understanding what this, okay, I can wrap my head around what this entails. And they want the product, right? That's why they're doing the party, usually for free and half priced products. That's why they want to do the party. So I want you to remember, just taking a page from the book of my sponsor, plant the seed. First, just plant the seed. And here's just a simple text you could send. You could say something like, hey, Debbie, I've included a Scentsy starter kit option brochure in your party packet. We can always turn this party into your Scentsy business launch. You'll earn party rewards and commissions. Just something to think about over the next week. Okay, so this is one of my very initial post-coach messages. It's not, you want to join my team? It's just, hey, something to think about. Literally what my sponsor did for me. And because my sponsor did that for me, that's what I did for hosts. And what it does is it plants the seed. It's the whole blue car theory. Like I say blue car, you've never seen a blue car, and all of a sudden you start seeing blue cars because we said blue car, right? Now she's looking at her party packet through the lens of, could I sell this? Do I want to earn money from this? Okay, so you're planting the seed. Second key thing you want to do in your host coaching is the day of the party. You want to reach out and say something like, hey, Debbie, I don't know if you had a chance to think about joining Scentsy yet, but if you're considering it, I would love to book some of your first parties tonight with your friends and family. So again, hey, letting you know, I'm going to be booking future business here, like job security. I'm going to be booking future parties off of your party. These could be your party. Like I could give them to you. Also, a great thing to do is to aim to be booking parties, because if you have a new recruit that joins and she has 2 parties to go do right away, way easier for her to certify, because she's can do her launch party plus 2 other parties. That's 3 parties. That's awesome. But again, putting it out there. Don't be scared. Don't worry about bugging them. You're just simply letting her know, hey, I'm so grateful you're my host, but there is this other opportunity out here for you. Okay. Second thing I want to remind you is that, so not only is your host your best prospect, but you want to keep sponsoring the main focus of your parties. And what that means is you want to approach every party with your sponsoring glasses on. You want to view everything through the lens of sponsoring. And how that's different is, if I hear somebody at a party say, oh my gosh, I love the diffuser, but there's just no way I could afford that. Okay, if I have my selling lenses on, I'm going to be thinking about how to get her the best deal. If I have my booking lenses on, I'm going to be talking to her about getting it for free or half price, right? But if I have my sponsoring lenses on, I'm thinking about, this person doesn't have extra money to buy those fun things or those extras that they want. Do you know that if you join my team, you could earn income in a fun and flexible way? Okay, so it's going to change your approach and how you view everything, all these conversations that naturally happen between party guests and hosts, virtually or in person. It's going to change what you share and what you offer. It really will. So I want you to, sponsoring should be your number 1 thing. Put your sponsoring glasses on before you go into every party, virtual, in person, whatever party. Sponsoring glasses need to go on, okay? Second thing you can do at a party, I don't know if this is second. Next thing you could do at a party is something that really, really helps me. I'm a huge fan of. It's called the backwards party. And it's called the backwards party because typically the join opportunity is in the back of the catalog. So on page 60 and 61. So, okay, remember, I'm a year out of practice here, but I'm gonna pretend I'm a Scentsy consultant tonight. I haven't been a consultant for anything for over a year, so bear with me. But if I was doing a party, now keep in mind, if this was virtual, I would probably do it as a live video. I used to do it as a live video. You can, if you don't like going live or you don't go live in your parties, you can also do this as a recorded video. If you do text parties, again, recorded video and send a YouTube link. Or if you're in person, you just do it live. But what I would do is I would start every party just saying, okay, before everyone starts smelling in love with all of the fun products that I brought tonight, I want to make sure I share all of the best things that Scentsy has to offer. And we're going to start in the back because I don't believe in saving the best for last. I want to share the best things first. The best thing I could ever offer you is the opportunity to earn. So if you flip to pages 60 and 61 of the catalog, you're going to see the earning benefits of being a Scentsy consultant. And tonight, as party guests, you all have a front row seat just to see how easy and fun my job is tonight. And if this is something you could see yourself doing a couple nights a week, I would love to give you more information about being my next team member. Also, something to keep in mind, like I said, you're going to sniff and smell, you're going to smell in love tonight. If your wish list becomes 10 or more items, I want you to come back to page 60 and 61 because anyone with a wish list of 10 or more items definitely should be earning with Scentsy, okay? The second best opportunity I could ever share with you, the Scentsy offers, is on page 4 of the catalog. And this is the opportunity to save. With Scentsy, when you gather your friends together to shop, you get free and half price products. So if your wish list is 5 or more items, I want you to take a picture or take a look at this spread of the catalog because it's a great way to not have to pay full price for all of those items on your wish list. And lastly, the third and final opportunity I have for you that Scentsy offers is the opportunity to shop. We have products for you, for your home, and for your family. And those are the top 3 things that people tend to shop for. So as you're falling in love tonight, I want to make sure that you don't miss our bundle and save. And you could go from wherever you want from the shopping. Shopping's the last opportunity. But what I want you to see by the backwards party, or 2 reasons I love the backwards party, is number 1, a lot of people tend to save the opportunity for the end of the party. And guess what happens? If you are doing a virtual party, you'll notice Facebook party. Who are my virtual parties people? I would love for you to put in the chat. Oh, Debbie, I love that you said that you love how I'm explaining this. Okay, good. If you're a virtual party person, you will be the first to know that those first couple party posts get the most engagement on Facebook, the most. So if you're saving it for the last, if you're like, hey, by the way, if you loved everything you saw tonight, you should think about joining my team, which is typical. And I hope I'm not stepping on any toes. It's not bad, but it's just nobody sees those posts. You might get 1 like by the host. Nobody sees those posts. There's not huge engagement on those posts. So it's going to serve you well to put it at the front end and say, again, plant the seed, help them view this party through a consultant filter. You have sing the line, you have a front row seat to see just how easy and fun my job is tonight. If you could see yourself doing this too, I would love to give you information. Like that, even just a post with it, not even a video. That right there, they're going to start looking at everything through a lens of, could I do this? Like, gosh, she did just do 10 party posts. Like, I could do that. So it's important to put it at the front. Also, if you're doing an in-person party, you also want it on the front because people tend to get chatty at parties. We love to talk. People start saying things. And then if you saved the business opportunity for the end of the party, guess what gets cut? Guess you're like, okay, we've been 45 minutes in, like, I got to wrap this up. Guess what gets cut? The business opportunity. So it's really important that you put it at the front of the party. Second reason I love it is because if you're somebody that tends to be shy about sharing the opportunity, once you lead with that and you start with that, everything else from there is a downhill slide. It is so much easier when you get that hard thing over with first. So if you're somebody especially that's shy to share about the business opportunity, you definitely need to do the backwards party approach so that you can be making sure you're sliding down instead of like climbing up the mountain. Okay, we're right at time, so I'm going to hurry up. I just have a couple things left to say. I want you to make sure you ask every party guest. For the sake of time, I'm not going to read this, but every person that places an order, send them a thank you and let them know that they could get paid to do exactly what you do. Okay. And I'm going to keep moving just because of time, but I can always send a screenshot of this to Debbie if anyone needs it. Second thing is, this is especially for virtual partiers. How many of you have hosts that add 50 guests into the party and 5 order? What happens to those other 45 people? Do not let them slip through the cracks. And listen, this is coming from personal experience. The worst thing that happens is you have somebody that was on a party of yours and she joined somebody else's team. It's the word. It's awful. Don't let that happen to you. It's happened to me. Don't let that happen to you. Make sure you reach out and send a message to every party guest, even if they didn't shop. Thank them for their attendance. Let them know how they can earn and save with Scentsy as well. At the end of the day, I want you to remember that it's never your job to assume. It's just your job to invite them. And it's their job to accept or decline your invite. Okay, you're just inviting them to experience the business opportunity, inviting them into the business opportunity. It's not your job to assume if they're going to want to do it or not, right? It's their job. Let them, if you don't ask them, you're making the assumption for them that they're not going to join or they don't want to join. Don't do that. That's not your job. Okay, and I do really quickly want to just touch on social media. This is my last thing. I know we're 1 minute over. When it comes to social media, there's 2 things that's really important. Both a private Facebook group and your public presence. Both of those are really important. For private Facebook groups, make sure that you're consistently posting about the business opportunity. The top 3 reasons people join any direct sales business is for product, community, and income. Number 1 is income. It's always number 1. Product, community, and income. So just that right there would give you 3 posts a week if you touched on the product side of being a consultant, the community side of being a consultant, and the income side of being a consultant. So then you're kind of hitting different areas and different whys. Another thing is you could reach out to some of your Scentsy sisters and misters and say, hey, would you share a little blurb about how Scentsy's changed your life? And then post in your customer page, here's a Scentsy sister or Scentsy mister review on how their life has been impacted by the business opportunity. Reviews and testimonials, I can't say enough about them. They speak volumes because, of course, you're going to have a lot to say about it. Of course, you're going to say all good things about it. But when they see other people's stories might resonate differently than your story. But if they're your customer, they hear this other story and they're like, actually, I resonate with that. I would love to join your team, Debbie, because this is what I want to experience that as well. Okay, public presence. So it's really important. If you look at honestly, both public and closed customer group, do a little self-audit. And if you look at your social media, and I want you to pretend, try to look at it through new eyes and pretend that you are somebody looking at either your Facebook group or your Facebook public profile. You're a new customer that stumbled upon this for the very first time. Would you know that you have an amazing business opportunity to share? Or would you think that this is all about wax and warmers and join promos? Is this an amazing opportunity? Or is your customer group or your profile feed filled with just LTOs, wax and warmers, scent warmer of the month? Is it just product? It's really important because I find consultants will say, gosh, I can't sponsor. I don't nobody wants to join my team. But if I go look at your public profile, would I know that you share an opportunity that there's value from being a consultant? Or do I think being a consultant is getting a deal on a kit? Do I think a lot of times the only sponsoring stuff I see, and again, not trying to step on toes, and I've never looked at anybody here, just so you know, anybody here, I've never looked at your personal, your social media, but a lot of sponsoring posts I see are only about join promos. That's all it talks about. Hey, look at the starter kit that's discounted. It doesn't talk about, hey, the business side. And it's really important, even as a business owner yourself, you are the CEO of this business. Share different business tips. Hey, here's 3 ways I prospected this week. Here's how I print from home. Here's what I'm putting in my customer happy mail. Here's honestly, even this call tonight. Here's how I'm investing my time and how my leader is supporting our team with extra training. Like there's so much you can show on the business side that we don't talk about enough. We really don't. And what happens is people, they see this and they're like, oh, like this is an actual business. Like if you're just talking about kits and products, then people think, oh, all I have to do when I sign up is talk about kits and products. They don't see that, oh no, I do need to take the time to invest in training. I do need to make sure that I'm working my business with prospecting and sharing and following up. Like this is a legit business, right? And when you can showcase that you're doing that, they're going to be more confident to join under you, to enroll under you, because they're going to be like, well, I want to do that. I could do that. So, and they're like, this is somebody that's clearly doing it. So I want to do it with somebody that's clearly doing it already. Okay. We covered a lot tonight. I know that was a whirlwind. I know I talked really fast, but I want you to just dream with me for just a minute. Remember, I shared with you how to recruit. How to recruit is asking one person every day, 5 days a week, right? I want you to look at what your business would look like in August if you did that. This is what you could have your storefront, and then you have all these new storefronts opened up just by August, by the end of this catalog. Literally, by the end of this catalog, this is what your business could look like. But, and I'm a big dreamer. So if you dream a little bit bigger with me, think of October going into prime holiday shopping. If you stay consistent with asking 5 people every week, this is what your business could look like, which is a lot of new storefronts. It's again, leveraging synergy and multiplication. You can do this. You can absolutely do this. But if we dream a little bit bigger and we say by next March, look at what your business could look like. I think sometimes it's hard to tangibly understand like how this business can grow, but you have so much potential in this business. You are in the right place at the right time. And I want you to also consider, this is just if you do this. This is not factoring in if you sponsor people and you're teaching them to do it as well. When you sponsor somebody, teach them to ask one person every day, 5 days a week, and look at, you could easily double this, if not triple it. Okay. So I hope you are encouraged to dream big, see the potential and the possibilities. But I always end every training with an action plan because honestly, 100% frankly, this will be an hour wasted time of yours if you take all this information and you do nothing with it. I don't want you to be like consumed with information. I want you to be inspired to implement. So what I want you to do is comment down in yeah, I'll take a group photo. I just saw you say that, Courtney. Sorry. I want you to be inspired to implement. So I want you to put in the chat something you're going to take away from this call and implement into your business, something you're going to take action on. It could be something that you've heard 100 times, but tonight, something resonated differently with you. You just heard it a different way, or it inspired you a different way. Could be something you've never heard before, something brand new. But I want you to pick one thing you're going to take away from this call that you're going to implement into your business. I love it. Oh, 3 of you, backwards party, backwards party, backwards party. I love it. Okay, I'm going to take a group photo. And I know we're 7 minutes over, so I want to be respectful of everyone's time. But if you do have any questions, I like to save questions for the end because otherwise we get way off track if I'm answering all the questions. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture. So everybody smile. Let me get my screen share. Okay, everyone smile. Okay. Hold on, hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll send that to Debbie. I'm going to do one more for good measure because sometimes we get people blinking. And I don't know if we do, but I just want an extra one just for good measure. Okay. Okay. Everyone fix your hair, prop your face. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'll send those both to Debbie so she can get them all to you. But if you need to hop off, I know that I've already taken a little bit more of your time than I intended. But if you have any questions, I am happy to stay on and answer any questions that anybody has. Backward. I love that everyone's saying backwards party. This is great. Oh, Teresa, you're so welcome.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you said that you started in the direct sales when your children were really young.
Yes.
I'm going to try not to cry while I ask this question. I just do. My son is a little over 1.5 years. And I'm struggling to find a business routine that's working.
Okay.
And I feel like at my title that I'm at, I feel like I'm at a standstill personally. Not much is in leadership, but just my own personal sale, my own personal side of the business, booking parties, sponsoring, all those things. So, what's your best advice for moms with little ones
Yeah.
to be able to implement that business aspect in your day to day?
And okay, first, Courtney, first of all, thank you so much for being vulnerable and open and sharing with us. And I want you to know more people would probably align with that than the contrary, which would be, I have all the time in the world to do this. And I actually love to talk about this because my kids were 5, 2, and 1 when I started. So I 100% can resonate and empathize with the season of life that you're in. And my best tip for you would be, first of all, to set non-working hours, and I'm going to come back to that. Second of all, I want to encourage you that I built a multi-million-dollar business in the nooks and crannies of my day. I don't want you to feel like you need 30 minutes a day to be successful. You can take a 5-minute pocket of time, a 10-minute pocket of time. It's all about focusing on the priorities that are income producing. It can be done. I'm living proof it can be done. So number one, non-working hours. First of all, what I find with young kids is that you'll be doing things with them, feeling like, oh my gosh, I should be working. I should be working on my business. I should be doing things to move the needle in my business. However, then you're working and you're like, oh my gosh, like I do this business to be with my kids and I should be spending time with my kids and my family. For some reason, a lot of times people get hung up on working hours. Like, okay, I'm going to work from 4 to 7 p.m. every night. What I encourage is non-working hours, because in this kind of business, it's really hard to turn it off. It is a challenge for direct sellers and that we all face. It's really hard to turn off the clock. So if you spend time, you're like, you know what? My kids are most active and busy and crazy from this time to this time. Those are the times I'm not going to work. I'm not going to touch my phone. I'm going to give myself permission to not work. You're not going to feel guilty when you're not working or you're not doing it. But then if you think, okay, and sometimes with young ones, I remember like my 10 to 30 minutes pocket of window would be during their nap time, and it wasn't always the same time. So if you just tell yourself, okay, whenever I do work, it's going to be this 10 to 30 minutes. And then this is where the self-discipline is going to come in. Don't get sucked into the social scroll. That is a trap for so many people. And I didn't have that trap when I first started because social media was not a big thing. But I knew that I had about 10 to 30 minutes. My daughter was not a good napper. My youngest, not a good napper. Like she would take maybe 45-minute nap. But by the time I need to get things like dishes loaded, laundry folded, and my business, I really only had 10 to 30 minutes, maybe. And I built my business on 5 to 10-minute increments, like literally just those times. So this is where you have to really hone in and be like, what are the top 3 things I need to do for my business? Usually it's going to be sponsoring, booking, and selling in that order. And so focus on, okay, I need to get a new team member this month. I'm going to send 10 texts to past hosts or past customers. Like write it down and be disciplined that when those kids go down, as tempting as it is to get sucked into reels or get sucked into the scroll or fold laundry or do dishes, commit to these are my 3 non-negotiables today, and I only have 5 minutes to do it, or I only have 10 minutes to do it. Some days you might even get an hour to do it, which is great. Another little trick that helped me with just the time management piece is I always went grocery shopping in the evening because I hated taking my kids to the grocery store. What I would do is I would purposefully drive to the grocery store and sit in my car for 20 minutes before I went in and did anything that I needed to do. And I would set a timer on my phone. So I knew I only have 20 minutes to host, coach, whatever I needed to do, whether it's following up, put somebody's order in. I had only this amount of time to do it. And then I went in and shopped. And what you find is you don't really miss that 20 minutes of time. You were just at the you feel like you were just at the grocery store. However, you were focused on those income producing activities. So you find that it moves the needle. Another thing I want to tell you is as a mom with, and I know this is so easy to say on the other end of it, but as a mom of 3 grown kids now, this isn't going to be how it always is. You are going to miss these times. So cherish these times and be okay with the season of life that you're in and give yourself some grace. Okay, that was very long-winded. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Did that help? Do you feel like that?
Yeah.
Ideas? Okay. Does anyone else have questions? You could put it in the chat. Yeah, Ariana said the same thing. I have a 5, 4, and 3-year-old. Yep. I know it can be a lot. It really can. Okay, Debbie, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Will you be at SFR?
Yes, yes. I'm right now doing well, I'm doing the content for 10 booths in the expo. So I'll mostly probably be over in the expo because that's more the training side. But I'll float around, but mostly you'll probably find me at expo.
Well, they have, last time they had uh at the expos, they had the starter kits, and we
Yes.
took several. Will they have that again?
Yeah, we are definitely working on that again. Yes. Yes.
Yes, because a lot of the team members didn't get a chance to take pictures with those, so we're gonna really, really do it up this time.
Yep.
I like the little sceneries with the couch and all that, because those are things that help us with recruiting.
Yes.
The photo session. So
I agree.
Jen was at a retreat not long ago, and they took a lot of pictures, but we took advantage, some of us took advantage of taking those pictures there on the couch. It's like so cool with the kids. That's another thing. I'm like the show and tell kind of person. Uh, in addition to the actual kit, but just showing people how you can relax and have fun with the products, just sipping coffee, sipping
Yep.
whatever, just laid back on the couch. I love that.
Yep, I agree. And I think there'll be a little bit more this year. And well, I know there'll be a little bit more, and that will all be in the onboarding room. But I agree, it's really important to for you also, kind of that seeing is believing type thing. Like once you see the kit in person, you get excited about it and you share it differently. So it's really important that you guys are seeing it and taking pictures with it and excited about it.
So excited that you're going to be there.
Yes, me too. Me too. Okay, does anyone else have any questions? Are you talking about, Lisa, for this SFR shirts? Probably the SFR shirts. Yes, selfie. Okay, well, the training team, we have training and development on one side of our floor, and then events team is right next to us. So I'm gonna give your feedback to the events team. I see them every day I'm at work. Alicia. Okay, follow me on Facebook, and then when or friend me on Facebook, not follow. Friend me on Facebook, and then when I'm at SFR, I can be posting where I am so we can find each other. Because I'm not sure, obviously right now it's too early to know exactly where I'm gonna be, but that'd be so fun to meet up with you guys. I love it. Love it. Okay, thank you guys for joining. Debbie, do you want to go ahead?
No, I think thank you, because this is huge for us, because so many people struggle with recruiting. I'm just so happy that you share some golden nuggets. I saw a lot of people taking notes. I mean, we're taking notes in other chats. And I mean, this is huge because I speak about recruiting on a regular basis because it's really so natural for me. It's part of what I do, but a lot of people struggle with that. So I know they get tired of me singing it all the time. So I'm so happy that you were able to come in and share different perspective on how you build your business when you had it, how you recruited people, how you were intentional. I always say when you're intentional, that's when you get the results. So I'm happy that you said those same things.
Yep. I know. I will tell you when I was telling my team, I said, well, I'm doing a training call for Debbie Fitz-Palmer, but she already has so many recruiting and sponsoring. I don't know if I'll be able to share anything new or different.
Yes, you can, because it's like your kids. I say something to my kids and it falls on deaf ears, but if they hear from somebody else,
yes,
it's
that's
different.
So true. It's true.
Different.
It's true. It's so true.
I have an impact a lot with people who are, I do, my team members, they listen, but you wouldn't believe how many people who are not on my team flood my inbox about recruiting tips.
Yeah.
So,
well, I understand why. You give really good tips. And so they're like, I'm going to her. So thank you for all you do and all the sharing, because it really is, it's impactful.
Yes, but I want to say, guys, I know we've gone over, and we appreciate you joining us tonight. And Jonet, did I say it right this time? Because I was bumping some names.
You did. You good. No, don't worry.
We're just So we're so happy to have you here tonight, and so happy that so many of you, we had about 50 some people on the call. Some people said they were not even able to get on a call. So I don't even know the maximal capacity, but I'm just so happy that they were happy to be here. And I think they've got a lot out of the call, which I know there's some that will be checking the recording. But thank you again for joining us, and we cannot wait to see you at SFR.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Okay, guys, have a great night. Bye.